Yeah. You know what time it is. Your favorite rapper's time, your favorite movie star's time, your favorites time. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Now, you recently seen the video I uploaded. That shout out to all my viewers. I uploaded that video for you. Let me conversate about something real quick. Because even the people commenting, you're bringing out very valid points I already spoke on. You guys could say from day one, I've been said this stuff. I just wanted other people to see it. I told you guys that from the jump. Now let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Let's look at what's happening. Shout to Derek Davis. Welcome. Dedra Dee Williams. Think of how they picked him up. The discrepancy with Dedra Dee Williams is people were saying, oh, he was on probation. Then he wasn't on probation. Now, before we even heard of Dedra Dee Williams, what were we told? Think about that. The first thing we were told was that it was our local rapper that was down the street that was involved. He had a cover with a mask on, neoprene mask that allegedly still is declared to have been used. How did they count him out of the crime? I think about it. How did he actually get counted out the crime? Because I'm going to tell you this. On about 3 or 4 separate occasions, literally, when I went to speak on this subject, there were some odd occurrences. That's all I'm going to say. There were odd occurrences. Still looking at that. We have other names that were mentioned to have alleged to these situations. Hitting them, naming places, doing crazy things. Think about it. And when you think of it that way, you're telling me that it skips all of these people and it's randomly 4 guys' names we never even heard of before. Now, what I'm not saying is that they're not guilty. They could very well be guilty. But didn't I use the term fall guys from the start? Didn't I tell you that? I'm telling you right now off the rip, there is a crazy back and forth between me and somebody I do not know. It's a crazy back and forth going on right now. And I'm basically pressing them to prove what they're saying. And it's crazy. I'm not going to hold you. There's nothing I can go into detail about. It's insane. But it tells me one thing. I wasn't wrong. All the things I spoke on, I wasn't wrong. Matter of fact, sadly, I may have been more correct than I wanted to be. That's the crazy part. And that's why I stuck to it. Because, listen, there's something you should know about me and my media. If I'm going to speak on something, I know something about it. I wouldn't speak on it if I didn't know something about it. I just speak objectively to get other people's thoughts. Now, let me read what Thomas Faulkner said because he had some good points he made. My thing is, if Boatwright didn't do it, why is he linked to the crime scene and why is the evidence loaded in his grandmother's car? That's when you start to question that situation. I would agree. Let me objectively pose this back, Mr. Faulkner. Why is he linked to the crime? That's up in the air. I can say anyone did something. Remember, he was arrested for something totally different. How did they link him to the crime before they found the evidence in the grandma's car mid-case? Think about that. Does that make sense? I'm going to arrest you because I know 3 to 4 months in the future, I'm going to find evidence in your grandmother's car. Think about that. That makes no sense. That's why I'm questioning it. Think about that. How sensible is that? I'm going to arrest you now because 4 months, I'm going to find evidence in your grandma's car. That makes no sense. Name one other arrest you heard that made that sense. There had to be some other connection that was not stated. And the question is, if that's the case, why wouldn't they state it? You should be able to openly say exactly why the arrest went down if a suspect's arrested. Think of the ones they announce on TV. Have they ever spoke on it and not mentioned why they arrested someone? That doesn't make sense. They never move that way. Why now do you move that way? Why now? That doesn't make sense. That makes no sense to me. But what's scarier is that he's looking with his lawyer to question certain things. Think about it. It doesn't have to be that person's credibility, more so than them to prove that it wasn't him. See, a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's doing that because they're guilty. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's for him to bring out a point that they know me. I was not there. I was here. I seen them. There's many different ways it could go about it. Think of it. Dedra Dee Williams asked for experts up front. Now, allegedly, those weren't the only experts he was asking for. There were another group of experts, I'm not going into detail, that someone was telling me he was looking for, and it has not become public whether he got them yet. I'm not even going to talk about that because here's the thing. If he's getting these experts, it's almost unthinkable that he's guilty in doing what it is they're saying. That's where I'm getting these guys. You know, you already know they're going to play with the connection. This is the normal. You guys already know how it works. They play with the connection. It works perfect at any other time. I know, guys. I know. Stop. Just stop. Stop. Robert Allen, go read what he said while being arrested. And let me ask you this. If they were all guilty, would they, at this point, instead of going to commit suicide, would they not be flipping on each other? Why aren't they flipping on each other? Let's be real. The hardest gangsters, when they get arrested, they snitch.